I want you to be able to tie in all of the modules, all of the risk factors to module 1, where we're looking at diseases and we're looking at how these diseases can affect personal hygiene. I want you to be able to tie in all of the modules. All right. So I want you to be able to see how personal hygiene can be affected, or personal hygiene can affect food safety with respect to diseases. How purchasing and receiving can do the same. Then we'll be looking at storage. We're going to be looking at how storage can affect food safety. What are the organisms? What are the factors involved? When we look at cleaning and sanitizing, we have to be able to see exactly what must be done in order for us to have a surface, a food contact surface that is fit to put food for human consumption. So today we're going to be looking at personal hygiene. Basically, you know, we're going to discuss this. All right, we're going to discuss this, and what I want you, yeah, we're going to discuss this. You don't have to be doing a lot of writing. If you have to do writing, I will just let you know. In fact, what I will let you do is to write the definition for personal hygiene. All right. So right now, I want you to write down the definition for personal hygiene. We're looking at practices and habits that will eliminate the risk of foodborne illness caused by poor personal hygiene. All right. So we're looking at practices or habits that will reduce or
Alert
eliminate.
from disk not ejected properly. Alert.
All right. So I'll give you a few minutes to write that definition.
Alert from Kina.
All right, everybody finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No,
So,
sir. No,
yeah?
sir. No, sir.
All right. Okay, so while you're finishing off, when we look at the definition for personal hygiene, we're talking about practices and habits that will reduce or eliminate. Can you tell me, anybody tell me, what are the practices and habits that can reduce or eliminate the risk of foodborne illness? We are dealing with
Washing
personal hygiene.
frequently.
Give me that again, please.
Washing hands frequently.
Okay, washing your hands. And the food handler will wash their hands from where to where?
From the elbow down.
From the elbow right down to the tips of the finger. For how long?
It takes too many seconds, you know. But
You think so?
Yeah.
The duration of ABC and happy birthday.
At least 30 seconds, sir.
ABC and the happy birthday together?
Bitch,
No.
happy birthday, cause it got a lot of different birthdays.
Okay.
The original one.
All right. I hear people talk about the original happy birthday. Yes, you can do it for ABC, depending on how fast you sing it. All right. So we want to be sure. We want to be sure, just in case somebody asks you. All right. Just in case somebody asks you. What is the appropriate time? What's the time for for washing your hands, for the food handler washing their hands, it is 20 seconds. All right. Some people say sing the happy birthday song. I have no problem with that. Whether you say in tune or not. All right. You have to wash your hands for 20 seconds. All right. 20 seconds is a long time. All right. Usain Bolt ran the 200 in less than 20 seconds. So 20 seconds is a long time. How many of us spend 20 seconds washing our hands? Don't raise your hand, okay? All right. Okay, so we talk about washing your hands. That is, in this COVID situation, this is very, very, very important. You're hearing it all the time. Wash your hands. All right. What else? What other practices and habits? Jenna? What other practices and habits besides washing your hands?
Having your hair up and
Okay,
clean
when you say up, what do you mean?
in a shas hat or a hairnet.
Okay, we often talk about hair restraints, all right? So it could be a hairnet, it could be a bandana, it could be, a hat. Once your hair, once the hair is restrained, all right, that is one of the practices or habits, all right? Now I will show you some from time to time you will see some videos and you will see the long flowing hair of our Caucasian friends. All right, that is not the right practice. The right practice is to cover your hair. You don't want any hair to get into the food. What's the organism that is found in here? What's the organism that is found in here?
Staph.
Lice?
Staph.
I can't remember what
Lice
was the
will
full
be
name.
lice will be a parasite, okay? And normally lice will be in certain ethnic, in the hair of certain ethnic groups. All right.
Sir, what's the full name for the staph thing? Staphylococcus?
Staphylococcus aureus.
Oh,
All right.
staphylococcus. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, but if you call it staph, I would know what you're talking about. Just call it staph. I know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
sir.
All right. Yeah. So the organism staph normally resides in the hair on your hands, in your nose, in your mouth, in your throat. So you don't want to be coughing, having. In fact, nowadays you can't really cough. All right. Well, I went to a funeral some weeks ago. I was in Care Park. I had a far from a fella, and I cough, and then I look at the man. The man look at me stink. So I had to look away. I know he might beat me and put me down the hole. All right. So you really, when you're dealing with food, you can't be coughing all the time because you're going to be ejecting sputum that would have the organism Staphylococcus aureus. All right. Staphylococcus aureus is one of those organisms that are found readily on the skin of human beings. All right. But it is what we call a resident organism. On your hands and on my hands, they are resident organisms and they are transient organisms. In other words, those resident organisms are always there. Majority of them are hard to come off your hands, but Staphylococcus aureus is easily moved from off your hand, even though it's a resident organism. The transient organisms will be things like Shigella, the Shigella organism, Salmonella organism. All right, those are what are called transient. They can be, they are not found on the hand, but they can be placed on the hand, and hence they can contaminate food. All right, but the thing that the transient, the resident organism that we have to be careful of would be that organism, Staphylococcus aureus. I remember earlier I told you to look up MRSA, All right, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus that can cause tremendous discomfort when it comes to the healing of wounds, especially in the hospital. All right, so there are two words that we came across in module 1. Can you remember what those two words were, and they're present in this definition? Anybody?
Can you
Jonathan?
repeat the question?
Hello? Yeah, go,
Can,
Taylor.
can you repeat the question, sir?
I'm saying that there are two words in this definition, that the definition here for personal hygiene, that we came across earlier in module 1. Can you tell me what are those two words in the definition that are very, very, very important?
Foodborne illness?
No. We came across foodborne illness.
Sir, practices and habits.
No, not practices and habits, no. Look closely.
Reduce or eliminate?
Reduce or eliminate. Yes, Shanice. Reduce or eliminate. So we are going to reduce which organisms, which hazards, which hazard or hazards are we going to reduce to insignificance? Rhea? Which hazard will we reduce to insignificance? Come in, Rhea. Rihanna, you want to help her?
Pardon me, sir?
You want to help
Good
Rhea?
question.
Now I'm asking, which hazard or hazards will we reduce to insignificance?
So when you talk about hazards, you mean like viruses and parasites and stuff like that?
We have
The-
physical hazards and but the biological hazards,
Yeah,
Which
they got
one?
the dirt, so physical and then the biological, the bacteria.
Right, I talk about those types of hazards. So I'm asking, which one will we reduce to insignificance?
Physical,
You sure?
not the biological, because all these things dealing with foodborne illnesses. So I think biological, which is bacteria
Bi-
and
Biological?
fungi,
You
I
think
think.
it's biological?
No, what's the one with yeast? I think fungi.
Biological.
Right there, not that.
Right. So when we're dealing with biological hazards, we have to reduce them to insignificance. When we're dealing with physical and chemical hazards, and I want you to remember that, all right? That's very important. When we're dealing with physical and chemical hazards, we have to eliminate them. We have to get rid of them. Let me go over that again. When we are talking about food safety, we are talking about reducing to insignificance and eliminating. You will eliminate those hazards that you can see and taste.
Excuse me, sir. Can we ask you for 5 minutes, please?
Okay. All right. Everybody heard me? You have to eliminate those hazards that you see and you can taste and touch. You will reduce those organisms that you can't see. And the organisms that you can't see will be like bacteria, viruses, and parasites. You can see mold and yeast and fungi, all right? But you'll know exactly that the food is spoiling. Hence, you will leave out the food. And the reason why we come down ill from eating certain foods is because we could not see the bacteria, we could not see the toxins. Hence, we became very ill. We consumed the food and we became ill. Now, with physical hazards, all right, you can touch them, you can see them. In fact, when you're eating certain foods, you eat as if, you there are no physical hazards there. So if you bought a tuna sub, You will eat the tuna sub as if there are no physical hazards in there. But if you know, a bob from off a nose ring or something like that, you know, some bone or anything or metal, and you will bite and damage your mouth. You will damage your teeth because you expect that you just having tuna and lettuce and bread and all that. You expect to find somebody earring, metal. All right. So when it comes to physical and chemical hazards, you have to eliminate, get rid of them. When it comes to biological hazard, you will have to reduce them to insignificance. And when we get to storage, we are going to emphasize the same point. When we get to cleaning and sanitizing, we will emphasize the same point. Reduce the insignificance, eliminate. All right, everybody got that?
Sarah, say that again.
Okay. Which part?
The last part.
The last part. I'm saying that when it comes to chemical hazards and physical hazards, because we can see them, because we can taste them, we will eliminate them. When it comes to biological hazards, we can't see them, but we can put measures in place to reduce them to insignificance. Remember, in all of the presentations that you would have done, majority of you touch on the minimum effective dose. Now, the minimum effective dose is that dose that if you eat above the amount, you will get sick. So, one of the preventive measures now, when it comes to minimum effective dose, with the exception of cholera and probably typhoid fever, you will have to reduce the amount of organisms to low numbers in order to survive. All right. Now,
You said for
typhoid.
the
Pardon?
biological, you reduce them.
Yeah, you reduce them by cooking, by freezing, by hot storage, by cold storage, etc. When it comes to physical hazards, you throw away the bread that got excess here. Somebody had on social media cockroaches from a certain fast food place. When you see the cockroach, you will get rid of the food. Even though some people might get rid of the cockroach, you know, they might brush the cockroach once and then continue eating, right? But physical hazards, chemical hazards, eliminate. Biological hazards, you reduce their significance. All right?
Sure, what about flies? Because sometimes when people see a fly near the food, they might still eat it.
Well, if you have like excess flies, you know, but won't be messing around food that has excess flies. But if a fly land on part of your food, you just eliminate that part of the food. All right. But the way we can deal with flies later on, the way how flies operate, flies will vomit on the food, they will defecate on the food, they will vomit to empty the stomach. They will also they will vomit to soften up the food. They will defecate to empty their stomach because every piece of food that they land on, they want to consume it. And that's the way how they transmit certain diseases like typhoid and sugarlosis, the Shigella organism. That's how they transmit, and the poliovirus. All right, they go and vomit to soften up the food, ingest the food. Then when the stomach is full, they defecate, and the organisms as well as the viruses and even the parasites can be deposited onto food. So when it comes to excess flies, you don't want to mess around that type of food, especially when it comes to babies. You don't want to see flies around the baby bottle, not even one fly. You have to sterilize, sanitize that bottle. All right. You don't find a fly in milk or whatever and dip it off. You throw away the whole thing. Alright, so there's certain organisms that are found on the human body, and there's some that are found in the human body. Can anybody tell me which organism that is found? Lajeda, tell me which organism that can be found on the human body. We were talking about it the whole afternoon. Which organism is found on the body?
Sir, bacteria.
Yeah, it's a bacteria. I want to name the particular bacteria.
Sir, is staph?
Yes, staph. It is staph. Staph is found on the body. Remember, I said that
It's found in the hair. That's what you say.
Yeah, it's found in the hair. It's found on your skin. It's
Okay.
a resident bacteria on your hands, but it can be easily deposited onto food. All right. Anybody can tell me Jaden, can you tell me, give me at least 2 organisms that are found in the human body? 2 organisms that are found in the human body. Give me that again, please.
Sorry, I hear thinking of I can't remember, sir.
Oh, you can't remember? How
Sir,
about
sir, I hear got it at the top of my head, sir, but
how about Shigella? Remember I told that Shigella is resident with the food handler. Shigella. And Salmonella. E. coli. All of those are found in the body.
sir, I feel as I get confused, sir. I feel
Okay.
as I get confused between the ones found on the human body and the ones in the human body.
The only one that I mentioned that is found on the human body is the staph. Alright? Alright.
Mm.
Alright, can I ask another question? Will you find Bacillus cereus and Clostridium botulinum in the body? Will be the source in the human body? Bacillus cereus and Clostridium botulinum. Anybody want to help him? Jared, where do you find Bacillus cereus and Clostridium botulinum? Jade is here. Come in, Jade. You're here. I might have to ask you all to put on your cameras. People just logging in. I ain't seeing them at all. I ain't hearing them.
Sir, what was the question?
Okay. Alright. I'm asking. I like forget question, yeah.
So you was asking if the botulism
Botulism, yeah.
right,
Bacillus cereus.
if it was found in the body or on the body.
Right. Or then I rephrase it. I was asking
Sir,
where
was
you find them.
Where no found.
Where they are found.
Sir, not in soil.
The Bacillus
Of
cereus
course,
one,
soil
yeah,
and water.
for-
Bacillus cereus found in soil, Clostridium botulinum in soil and water. Alright? So
What you have to say about that too?
right. So you could get the Botox from the organism that's found in soil. I don't know how the process goes, but you can get it with wrinkles. Alright? Alright. So we talk about bacteria, we talk about viruses. Anybody know the differences between bacteria and viruses? There are a number of there are at least 2 or 3 differences. What's the difference between bacteria and viruses? And we look at corona. What's the difference between corona and salmonella? Yeah, Shanice.
Sir, can I answer this? Okay, I got at least answer one of them, I think.
Yeah. You can go ahead.
Right. A virus is non-living organism that needs a host to survive, right?
Of course, it needs body
Right.
cells.
It needs
So the
body cells.
coronaviruses need to get into your nasal tract
Right. And bacteria lives in and outside the body.
right, and bacteria multiply on food. Bacteria are bigger than viruses. That's the second point. All right. Viruses need body cells. Bacteria will multiply on food. Bacteria are bigger than viruses. All right. Okay. Then we talk about parasites. We can look at waterborne parasites. We can also look at animal parasites. All right. Just this week, I was looking at reading an article from I think Thailand, where they found this parasite. The parasite was 59 feet long. They found it in a man. The man used to got stomach aches and all sorts of things, and the doctor gave him some worm medicine. And next thing, the thing crawl out of the man. 59 feet. Yes, please. Somebody says, sir.
Sir, can you repeat the difference between the bacteria and the viruses?
Okay. Viruses need body cells in order to multiply. While bacteria will multiply in food. And number 2, viruses are smaller than bacteria. So I think the man had eaten some undercooked beef. So he was suffering from a what you call it, an infestation of Tinea saginata, right? Tinea solium is the parasite, the tapeworm found in pig. Tinea saginata is the one that is found in cows and beef. Then you have Diphyllobothrum latum that is found in fish. So all types of meats can have their own peculiar parasite. All right. So he had eaten undercooked beef, and the parasite was living in him, causing him a measure of discomfort. 59 feet. All right, 59 feet. All right. So we have parasites in food animals. We have parasites in water. We talk about Giardia lamblia. We talk about Cryptosporidium parvum. We talk about the other one is Cryptosporidium parvum, Giardia lamblia, and the other one that will come to mind. All right. So these organisms will only get into food if we can only consume them if we practice very poor hygiene. All right. Majority of these organisms exit themselves from the body if you don't cook the food properly. All right. If we are not hygienic, then we can cause some problems. So, you have like pinworms that can afflict little children. All right. So at nights the pinworm will come out in the anus, and you'll have the little child scratching, putting a hand on the palm and scratching. Then the child will put the hand in the mouth, and they will start the cycle. they will pick up the eggs and it will start the cycle all over again. Hence, it's important that children get the particular medication for worms. All right. Okay. So we don't have we can discuss this particular module. So we're talking about adopting habits and practices that that can make food unsafe. Things like picking your nose. What organism will you find in the nose? Anybody? Rihanna, where would you find, what organism will you find from the nose? Which bacteria?
Sir, I use stop, sir.
Right, staph, yeah? How about pimples? Pauline, pimples. What organism will you find in pimples?
I can't remember.
Huh?
Sir, that's some big word I can't get pronounced, sir.
But you heard it big? All you got is staph? Staph, you find staph in pimples?
Sir, I think any bacteria found on the skin, sir.
On the skin, yeah. When you scratch your head, you'll find pimple. You'll find staph. All right, they got some people they scratch the pubic area and the start about work. When you scratch your pubic area, try and get in the toilet and wash your hand. Wash your hand properly. 20 seconds. All right. All right. So when we wash and bathe and shower regularly, we reduce the amount of bacteria that is found on the skin. You're welcome, Shim. You're late. All right. You also prevent the you also seek to get all the sweat that is caused by bacteria. You get that all off you when you bathe regularly. You reduce the amount of bacteria on the body. So when you bathe, you will see some scum there on the floor. The soap will get rid of dead skin. All right, dead skin from off your body, as well as the coronavirus. All right, so you have pathogens of the skin. You have pathogens of the mouth and nose and throat. You also have pathogens of the intestines. Anybody can tell me, give me at least one organism that is found in the intestines.
E. coli.
E. coli. Anybody else? How about Shigella?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, Staphylococcus aureus can cause what we call carbuncles on the skin, and it can also is associated with acne and pimples. So what can happen is that organism can get into the hair follicles. So when sometimes you see, a gentleman pass and you look and you see enough bumps behind your head and something that looks colorful and thing, that is because of going to the barber with dirty hair. Your barber should always have stuck up, wash your hair. If you don't wash your hair, when the barber start to give you that bald fade and he start to scrape the skin, all right, with the razor or with the small shaver, what's going to happen is that he is going to embed those organisms into the pores of the hair follicles, and that can cause some problems. They will damage the tissue, the hair tissue, and you have that bumping and scarring. So always, if you're going to the barber, if you're going to get your hair done, wash your hair, because there's always that possibility that you can impart staph into your hair follicles. Those big bumps are caused by staph. Now, streptococcus can also be found on the skin, but it also is responsible for sore throat and tonsillitis and scarlet fever. All right. Pathogens are associated with colds and sinusitis and influenza, and they can be transmitted from person to person and may be transmitted through food. So I want you to write down these organisms that are found in the intestines. All right, I want you to write down those organisms. We have salmonella, we have cholera, we have typhoid, we have shigella, we have the hepatitis A, and then you have the parasitic infections. Yeah, good evening, Shem. These are there's some of the organisms that are found in the human intestines. I was doing some reading and it said that there are close to about 1 million organisms that scientists have discovered, and about 1,400 are pathogenic. 1,400 of them can cause harm to the body, and salmonella, cholera, salmonella typhi, shigella. Those are some of those organisms that are pathogenic. All right. Remember, hepatitis A is one of those foodborne illnesses. All right. Hepatitis A found in shellfish that would have been harvested from contaminated waters, especially waters that people would have deposited sewage into them. All of these organisms are found in the human body. Now, if they get into fish and other shellfish, and we consume those animals, then there's a possibility we can start the cycle all over again. All right, hepatitis A. The parasitic infections can be deposited by flies, by eating undercooked food, especially meat. Shigellosis can be spread through poor personal hygiene. Typhoid fever also. The minimum effective dose for typhoid is 1 cell. Cholera is one of those waterborne organisms that can cause tremendous discomfort and can even kill depending on the type of cholera that is present in the population. Then we have salmonella. There are like 3,500 different serotypes of salmonella. I have a table here with wait, go on. Yeah, I was looking at the table here. The salmonella that was found in 2014. All right, salmonella that was found isolated from isolated by the lab. You have salmonella enteriditis. There's one particular type of salmonella that does not respond to medication. You have salmonella montevideo, salmonella rubislaw, salmonella panama. So wherever these specific serotypes are found, you call them by the country's name. You have salmonella Stanley. Yeah, you have salmonella alashua. All of those 3,500 different serotypes of salmonella that can afflict people. All right, salmonella Aberdeen. All right. Everybody wrote this down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can go ahead. All right. So we are looking at personal hygiene. Um, we are told we should wash our hands frequently. We should no matter where we are nowadays, no matter whenever you start to work, you gotta wash your hands. All right. After coughing and sneezing and wiping your nose, wash your hands. After using the toilet, we just assume that everybody know that. Everybody don't know that. After using cell phones, wash your hands. When my son was in Trinidad, his roommate would have done in his final study, his thesis. He looked at contaminated cell phones on the campus. They swab a number of cell phones and carry the specimen to be analyzed. One of those cell phones was positive for gonorrhea. I don't know how it get there. Alright? So after using the toilet, after using your cell phone, after using your telephone, and after handling soil utensils, wash your hands. After handling raw fish and other meats, do
Excuse me,
not
sir.
go.
Go back.
Yeah, sir, go back, please.
I really didn't want you to write this. We're looking to discuss this.
Sir, when you do, you go remember, so it's good to read.
It's good to write down too. Yeah, I agree with you. Good to write down. But this personal hygiene is one of those topics that we could talk about. Talk about ad lib. I know that when I give those questions instead of the exam, I know some people are unable to answer those questions. I don't know if it's because they look too easy. It's a bit Mr. Rock trying to trick me out. Anytime anybody give you a personal hygiene question, you should be able to answer it good, fast. All right. So after coughing and sneezing and wiping your nose, what organism will be on your hand? Koji.
Stop.
Somebody said, who is that said staff? Aliyah? Aisha?
No, that's Shani.
Shanice.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah, staff. After coughing and wiping your nose. Alright? And sneezing. So if you sneeze, put the hand to the face, look to see if any brain particles come down, and then wipe it back inside the shirt and gone. Alright? Alright, I can go to the next slide.
Yes, sir. You can go now.
Yes, sir, you can go.
Okay. Alright. So after handling raw fish, I was going to say, do not go in cost you less and price smart and massy and eat the people grapes. You won't find out where the grape got seed or not. You won't find out where the grapes sour or not. Leave the grapes alone or buy the grapes and carry them home. A grape is a grape, whether it's sour or sweet. Because if you eat those unwashed fruits, you are putting yourself at risk. After touching hair and body parts, wash your hands. Everybody understand me? Everybody understand me when I talk about eating unwashed fruits and vegetables?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody
sir.
can appreciate who I passionate about that. Alright,
Yes,
man,
sir.
tell me when he grown, when he carries a thing, man, he just wipe off the mud from off the carrot, man. He maul the carrot. You wash the carrot. So boy, you putting yourself at risk, boy. Alright. Years ago when I was a little boy, you could afford to go and eat washed fruits and things. We go in the hill, pick downs, pick almonds, you know, any fruit tree, and just eat the fruit. And if the bird bite the almond, I would put my finger on my part like bird bite. I eat wrong with the bird and bite. I left it. You can't do that now in 2021. You looking for cryptococcal meningitis or something like that. You're looking to pick up leptospirosis. So when you go looking for fruits, I tell people nowadays with corona and all that, eat the fruits that are in your locality. Eat the don'ts. Eat whatever in season. Cashews. Alright? But please, you gotta be careful when you go and buying don'ts. You know where the man rake up the don'ts from? Alright? You know where the man pick up the don'ts from? So yes, you better go in country and look for your own don'ts here. And left them people don'ts alone. Alright? Wash your fruits. Another thing too, when it comes to cut fruits, you find that selling half a watermelon, sliced pineapple, all the things I don't want none. I either buy a whole pineapple or a whole watermelon. You're putting yourself at risk when you buy cut fruits. Even though fruits are not a potentially hazardous food, fruits can cause some serious food poisoning because of what has come off the person's hands or the knife or whatever. If they don't have enough water to wash the utensils, if you don't have enough water to wash the fruits, you are putting yourself at risk when you go and buy these cut fruits. And there are examples, there are case studies where cut fruits were responsible for even the death of people. So, wash your fruits, alright? After smoking, after handling money, after handling the vehicle steering wheel, if you're going to be dealing with food, you have to wash your hands. So we have here a pictorial of how to wash your hands. You wet your hands thoroughly. Obviously, you will turn on the pipe. You will use a approved detergent. We're looking at, what do you call it? We're looking at approved soap. When we talk about approved soap, we are looking at liquid soap as opposed to bar soap. Alright? You're going to rub your palms together. You're going to rub your fingers together. You're going to rub your thumbs. You're going to wash your hands thoroughly. And you are going to look for a paper towel for drying. We call it a single-use towel. You do not pick out your kerchief or that towel that you got in your band when you inside the restaurant. You are not going to look for that to dry your hands, because you're always looking to contaminate your hands again. If you use a washcloth, the washcloth that you blow your nose in, the washcloth that you wipe your eyes and your brow with, the washcloth that you wipe off the spittle from your mouth, and you then dry your hands, and you are recontaminating your hands. That is why when you wash your hands at the hand washing sink, you have tissue paper there to dry your hands, to turn off the tap, and use that same paper to open the door. Everybody heard that process? You use paper towel.
Oh,
And you
sir,
use
can
the
you
paper
repeat?
Hello?
Can you repeat?
I'm saying that when you are going to be washing your hands, you will turn on the pipe with tissue paper. You're going to wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds. Then you will turn off the tap with either fresh paper or the same tissue that you have there. And then you will use the same tissue to open the door. Majority of the toilets have their doors hung on round. You should be using your shoulder to push open the door of your toilet facilities, as opposed to pulling it back inside. Alright? Once you have to pull it back and say you have to use a tissue or not, you're going to subject yourself to the risk of any of those organisms that come from the toilet. Remember, I told that Shigella can survive on doorknobs. Shigella can survive on the taps. Shigella, that organism can survive on the flushing handles. Hence, we have to be extremely careful. And especially if there's heavy traffic in the toilet. Alright? Alright. Alright, so there are a number of things that you shouldn't do. To prevent the spread of airborne microorganisms, we all know that when you're sneezing and coughing, use a disposable tissue. Never sneeze in your bare hands. Wash your hands after sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose. And those points have been in front of our eyes over and over and over again with respect to coronavirus. So you don't just lift up your head and sneeze and cough. You have to use a tissue to contain those organisms. Now people get very offended when we tell them that they can't wear jewelry when they are dealing with food. Alright? They won't put on the earrings, nose rings, tongue rings. Alright? Your fingernails have to be clean and short and well manicured and unpolished. You can't got pink and green and yellow and tangerine and all that, and you looking like a lion with the claws extension serving people food. Wear no false fingernails. You got to decide whether you want to be a model or you want to be a food handler. You can't be both. Alright? Take a daily bath. Anybody offended by that?
No, sir.
Wear clean, neat clothing.
No, sir.
Okay. Wear no sleeveless tops. Cover your hair with effective restraints. Restraints may be hats or hairnets or caps. Alright?
Wear no sleeveless tops in the kitchen, like when you're cooking.
Yeah. When you're cooking. All this is when you're cooking, you know. Take a daily bath, alright? Before you start cooking. Some of these fellas be so stressed out that when they come home on the night, just drop down your bed in the same clothes and then just oversleep and jump up and move the same time. We had a cook at a certain place in Barbados, alright? The man used to wear clothes based on how they smell. So he would take off, he brief and vest and apron and jerk them down inside a drawer. On mornings he would pick them out and smell them. Once they smell good, he put them on. You know that eventually he made some of his colleagues sick and made some of the visitors there sick. So when we came in to do the investigation, they sent him back overseas. Send him back quick. But the man had done his damage already. Alright? The man had done his damage already. He wore his clothes by just smelling. I remember my brother told me they had a fella live up, baby. A man had an underwear on for 8 days. 5 days per one side, 3 days per next. Alright? He must smell like a billy sheep. Well done. Alright? So cover your hair with effective hair restraints. Wear low comfortable shoes. You can't be in your stylish tall heel shoes working inside the kitchen. Somebody will soon have to pick it from off the ground with a broken ankle or something. Your shoes must be low and comfortable and clean. When it comes to perfume and colognes and cosmetics, reduce them. During the day, you don't wear the perfume that you normally use per night. By night, it's got a loud one. There's girlfriend Rastas that his boyfriend doing Trinidad. Alright, them loud one that can smell all over the place. But they also can trigger asthma attacks in people. So it's important that you don't cause any sort of illness inside the mishap inside the workplace. Those perfumes could be responsible for milk and other high fat foods picking up those odors. We call it odor contamination. All right. If you're in the Obviously, when you're working in the kitchen, you could get nipped by the knife and other machinery there. Cover the cuts and sores on your hand with a bandage and put on a one-use glove. All right. Don't use the apron or uniform as a towel. All right. Do not smoke or eat in the food establishment, and use tasting dishes for tasting only. All right. So we're on to the part where now you're reporting illnesses and keeping with safe food handling principles. So if you're feeling ill, now, you have to notify your employer before commencing work. I know how it is in the hospitality industry. If a certain person don't turn up for work, is extra load on the other persons, and especially if you have, like waiters and those persons that are doing the porters, even the cooks. All right, you have a tight schedule to meet, and a man calling sick, you vex the man, sick up on you. All right, but you gotta do the work. If the person is ill, they cannot turn up for work. All right. So if you're suffering from jaundice, anybody know what's jaundice? Anybody know what was the evidence
That's
of
the
jaundice? How you know some person got jaundice?
the eyes.
Yeah, yellow in the eyes and all that.
Yeah.
All right, jaundice could be a condition with respect to pancreatic cancer, liver cancer, leptospirosis. All right, hepatitis. All the hepatitis will cause that type of condition.
Excuse me,
If you
sir.
have, hello, yeah,
Why do babies get that so often?
that's a different type of
Oh, okay.
jaundice. That's a
Okay.
jaundice that can be cleared up with vitamin D. All right,
Okay. Yes.
all right. So what will happen is that there's certain machinery inside the hospital that can simulate vitamin D sunlight, and they'll put the baby in there for a little while, and then the skin will come back to normal. But outside of that, if you're coming down with leptospirosis or any of the hepatitis or liver cancer or pancreatic cancer, you will have some measure of jaundice. Diarrhea. Diarrhea is 2 or more loose stools within a 24-hour period. All right. So isn't that you got the loose stools? Loose. When I say loose, I mean watery stool. Okay. You are coming in to help out nobody. You stop home. Because if you venture from home and it catch up on the road, there's nothing that you could do but run in the bush. All right. I hope you got toilet paper. I'm not gonna use your socks or tear off a sleeve. Do a work out there. All right. If you are suffering from diarrhea, do not turn up for work. Don't turn up for school. If you're vomiting, especially if it's the projectile type vomiting, stay at home and seek medical attention. All right. Fever. Remember, when we look at the infections will suggest that you have a low grade fever. So things like salmonella, salmonellosis, sugarlosis, E. coli, you will have a low grade fever. All right. If you have sore throat and sinus infection, there's some sinus infections that can cause people to be, blowing the nose all the time. If you blow your nose all the time, you will deposit staph in that watery mucus. Hence, we have to understand that that can be a risk inside a food preparation area. All right. If you have persistent coughing, if you're coughing all the time, you have to use a tissue put to your mouth. Then you gotta go and wash your hands. Every time you cough, you put out the tissue. You gotta go and wash your hands. Supervisor can soon get vexed and say, "Wait, you coming here to bed or you every minute you saying you a tap? What's wrong with you? If you're sneezing all the time incessantly, all right, you have to wash your hands. All right. And if you have like skin rash and skin lesions, that can cause some measure of staph. There's definitely going to be staph in those skin rash and skin lesions, and they're going to cause problems. You're going to put people at risk. All right. These are all the. This is the presentation on. This is the presentation on personal hygiene. All right. Um, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen with you. We can look at yeah, we can look at a video, um, and I think I might stop it at certain points and discuss what will happen next, etc. All right, so give me a few seconds here to set it up on the screen. All right, any questions that you want to ask in relation to personal hygiene? I was clear as ever. Hello.
I believe you were
Yes,
as clear as
sir,
you
you
could
were.
be.
Yeah.
Very
I went too fast.
No, you were good.
Okay.
Very informative.
All right. All right. All right. Personal hygiene coming up soon. All right. All right. Check this out.
Can I see some ID, please? That sounds good. Welcome aboard.
Okay, now here. Let me start off again. All right, this is so I can play the fool. All right. Now let me try another method. Trans. Personal hygiene. All right. Everybody hear that?
Can I see some ID,
Yes,
please?
sir.
That sounds good. Welcome aboard.
Gee. Ah, I
Sir,
think
is
this
it sticking out?
well, I know somehow isn't playing the way how you want it to play.
Sir,
Mm.
my computer freaking out, sir, so I gotta go restart it.
Okay. All right. All right. Wow. Somehow this. All right. Somehow this particular this particular video isn't working well. All right. Everybody can hear me though.
Yes,
Everybody can
sir.
hear me. Okay. All right. This video was about personal hygiene. All right. Yeah, about personal hygiene. All right. All right. I hear what I've read to. All right. I want us to do some revision now. All right. I have some revision questions. We're gonna go to quizzes. The same that we did last week. All right. Everybody will have the facility to go to quizzes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I want everybody to go to quizzes. I'm going to send you, or I'm going to show you the 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 code and the link, and we will do at least 25 questions. And these 25 questions will look at what we would have done in module 1 as well in module 2. And I need some help, please. All right. So just let me. All right. I sign up the get thing so that everybody can see it. I'll go to my library. All right. I want to use this one here. I can share my screen. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to share my screen with everybody. All right. Everybody can see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Where we going on? Start a live quiz. Classic. Continue. Okay. So you will go to joinmyquiz.com and enter that code and press start, and I will see everybody coming in there. All right. Hey, Walmart and Jade in already. They're ready to start. Wow. I think I got 16, 17, 17. Anybody told Shim? I get my school next, sir. Oh. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 people in already. 11 people. Oh. Oh.
Sir, we got a longer time to answer these questions, right?
I think so. I think so. Some of them will be like you would type in words. All right. That difficult? Oh. No, this is just revision. Oh. Okay. All right. All right. 3 more people, 3 more persons are supposed to come in. No, right. They got 15 here. 2 more people. Sorry. 2 more persons. Bob is here. Yeah.
How you get hit? I stepped away from the computer for a minute.
Oh, sorry. Look at your computer. Go to joinmyquiz.com and then enter that code.
The code, alright, no problem.
Are you sure, Zane?
Yes, sir, you're waiting.
Okay. Jenny is here. Yeah, Jenny is here. Koji. Yeah, Rihanna's here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ria.
Yes, sir.
You here?
Wait, no, did Rihanna. I hear my name, sorry.
Okay, yeah. The only boy name that my wife knows is Rihanna.
Well, hello.
Sir, Kaluchi computer died.
Who that is?
Jaden Kaluchi.
Oh, he could go on the phone.
Let me ask.
Okay. Okay. Brown? I think shake one. Yeah, shake one is it.
Yes, sir, here.
He can hear?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Derek. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Are we waiting on?
Sir, I know join.
Pardon?
I know join.
Okay. All right. We're waiting on. It's Koji. No, not Koji. Jaden.
Sir, we waiting on Leah too.
Leah? Rhea?
Leah.
Leah? Okay. Yeah, you can include me. Okay. So where's get the music and thing playing? Oh. All right, I'll wait. Yeah, Jaden.
Yes, sir.
You have a phone that you can join up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, all 16 here? Oh. 19? Yeah. All right. One more person. Who's that person?
Rhea.
Rhea?
She said she don't know how to join. I can tell she.
All right. Tell her how to get in. All right. Leah. Okay. Yeah, good night, Leah.
Good night, sir. I can't get more.
Hello? Are you could see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Go into Google or whatever and type in joinmyquiz.com. Yeah. Yeah. One person, yeah. One person. And then you type in into the join code, and you are going to be starting this exercise. This is a revision exercise, okay? All right.
Sir, she came.
Yeah, everybody there. All right.
Sir,
Everybody ready?
you gonna time. Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yeah. All right, let me go. I know. Uh-huh. Huh? Yeah. Well, I got sound now. All right. Thanks. Remember that this isn't a game. You just doing some revision. Leah, you're getting some challenges. Derica? Derica, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
You experiencing problems?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
My Wi-Fi no went off again.
Your what?
My Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I know get back on.
Oh, yeah, back on? Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
For one of these things, I put parasitic worms, and the answer was worms, and I still get it wrong.
Oh, because I just put one response for the answer, right? Which is worms. That's why it would give you it wrong. I should have put in, but that's a good point that you raised. Cause in designing the questions, if I had put like parasitic worms as the second alternative, then you would get it right. But I only had one answer as opposed to two. But you got the concept right. You got the concept. Yeah.
So I got a question too. I know get a question that saying at what time the food handler certificate or whatever would expire, and they said the end of the year, and the answer was December.
Yeah. I should have put in that. Yeah.
And then also for the one that that it says like what is here, what do you call the thing to thing your hair? I put restraint.
They put net.
I missed the answer. I missed the S and I got it wrong.
Okay.
I put
Me
here and
too, sir.
Okay, so you have to be very, very specific. All right? Spell the words right. And that sort of
Sir,
thing.
I barely miss off an S and I get it wrong.
And you get it wrong. But, all in all, the main objective is to get you to revise. So you know what you are doing. All right? But, being that you're dealing with a machine, if you spell it wrong, it will put it as wrong. But you have the answer already. You got the concept, and I'm glad about that. The length of time was adequate?
No, sir.
No?
Yeah, sir. It was pretty
Going on really
cool.
fast.
I should get there every 1 minute is too little? Hello?
How long the time was?
Sir, it was okay time.
It was okay? I thought that for some it was 1 minute, and for others it was like 30 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, if it was about all at 1 minute, we'd be here forever. Yeah, so it was pretty good.
Okay. So, after every lesson, once we have the time, I'm gonna try to generate actually these particular questions, I would normally submit them as a crossword, right? So that people can go home and do them, and that would act as a revision tool. All right, so why did I just convert it to quizzes, and to give you enough time to revise. All right, so 15 people have completed the exercise. And Jonathan sitting comfortably at 15,860.
Sir, I would have had more, right?
Uh-huh.
I clicked before I could think sometimes.
That is happens to the clips,
I had the right answer in my head, I was like, alright, I could just say, and I would just click wherever my mouse was on.
Yeah.
She really the last minute
Yeah,
takeover,
overtaken.
boy.
Take away with second, please. Are you happy about that?
Because the faster you get the answer, the more points you will get, right?
Real put two the voices. That's why. I didn't say
No, I
me.
finished one. I start over.
Oh, okay, okay.
I just saw too.
Derica, you getting through?
Sir, I give up a long time. My
No,
plane not
try it
I give
again.
up.
Try it. You never know, you might come and overtake everybody. I'll give it so quickly, man. Jenna, start back.
Wait. This how we playing this? We going back again?
What I was saying, I got
Gosh,
started.
Jonathan, you say went back and I got the top now. You lit, yeah. Start over again.
Alright.
That's a beat.
The whole exercise is to, revise. Go ahead, Derica. Don't give up.
I gotta start over, sir.
Alright. Paulani, you're getting through okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alright.
Sorry, done, man.
Who that is? Derica?
Rhea.
Rhea?
No, Rhea. Because I now play 2 games.
Okay. Alright. How much you would have gotten right? You could see how many you got right?
I could only say last one. In the last one, I get 22 correct.
22? Okay. That's 22 of 25.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When everybody finish, I'll be able to see which question was given the most was most difficult. But the average time that I'm getting here for the whole class um, is way less than 30 seconds. The question that gave that more the question that the class spent the most time on was another name for helminths. Right? The average time taken was like 12 seconds. Which one here? Oh yeah, 51 seconds for which one? How does that include bacteria? No. Fill in the blanks. Poison produced as a result of bacterial multiplication is what? Anybody?
Toxins.
Yeah.
Sir, I put food toxins on it, give me wrong, sir.
Okay. An entity that may cause harm to the consumer. People, the average
Hazard.
times. Pardon?
Hazard.
Hazard? Yeah. Yeah. I just, just change up certain words.
Yeah, so it was the wording that messed me up.
That
Okay.
one there wrong too because I put food in front of it.
Okay, okay. Okay. Um, Bacteria that produces a poison is found in ground beef. Only 3 people got it correct.
Delay.
E. coli, yeah. Everybody got the one with caused by ingestion of harmful bacteria. No, 21 or 22. Um, Undesirable state of food considered to be unwholesome for human consumption. Where's that?
Spoilage.
Yeah, spoilage.
I got it wrong.
Yeah. All right. Derek, give up again? Oh, okay.
Sir, I'm still trying.
Try. Yeah, man. Try. How much more time we got? Got 13 more minutes.
Where can I be excused for 5 minutes?
Okay, who the person is? Who is?
Aisha.
Aisha? Okay. All right. Everybody getting an idea of what food safety is all about and could connect the disease with personal hygiene, etc. Anybody got big issues and understand nothing? Anybody? All right, let me add.
Sorry, I
Everybody,
didn't hear you properly.
everybody, everybody understanding everything?
Well, you just have to be specific. I think that's the catch. You just gotta be
Okay.
real specific
All
with
right.
certain things.
Um, Probably next time what I would do, rather than get people to write in, I would do bare multiple choices or true and false. All right. Um, but the exercise is to give you confidence in attempting and looking at the basic concepts that I'm looking at. Everybody would have at least completed once, except Derica. Pauline, you completed?
So I take another spin. I explain the block again. It was triumphant, sir.
So number one was the answer for number one? Hello?
Reheat.
Reheat. All right. So you realize that reheating has the same temperature as what? What's the same temperature as what?
Chicken.
Yeah, the cooking of chicken. 165 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. All right. All right. So a disease-causing microbe is what?
I believe it to put
Pathogen.
A
pathogen.
pathogen. All right. So when I talk about microbe, I could have used disease-causing microorganisms. I could have said disease-causing bacteria. I could have said disease-causing germ. But I use the word microbe, which is also another word for a bacteria and those. All right. So disease-causing will be a pathogen. Anybody know what's crustaceans?
Yes, sir.
I like crab and prawn and that sort of thing, alright? Alright, so free from risk or danger. We're looking at what type of food handling?
Safe.
Safe. Once you're free from risk or danger, you're safe, alright? And the temperature range which allows bacteria to grow?
4 degrees Fahrenheit to 140.
And we call that the what? Three
The
words.
temperature danger zone.
Temperature danger zone. Everybody got that? Alright, binary fission occurs every 20
minutes.
Only one boy know that? Every 20 minutes. I used to wash your hands for 20 seconds. All right. Hepatitis is what type of organism?
Virus.
It's a virus. All right. All right. So we're looking at the measure of acidity or alkalinity. Is it PHF, AW, TDZ, or pH? pH. All right. All right. I said to click the 4 factors which affect bacterial growth. What are the 6 factors that affect bacterial growth?
Sorry, finish.
Time, moisture, oxygen, and food.
And 2 more. Give me the 2 others. Remember FATOM. FATTOM.
Heard that A word, but I'm not sure. I can't remember what it's called.
F is for what?
Food.
The T is for what?
Time.
And
temperature.
Okay. All right. So you have food, acidity, time, temperature, oxygen, moisture. Those are the 6 factors that affect bacterial growth. And then we're looking at a food intoxication caused by anaerobic bacteria found in improperly processed canned or bottled foods.
So is that sugarlosis?
No.
Sir, for the first thing I do, I put botulism. I don't know why.
E. coli.
No, it's not E. coli. E. coli is not a food intoxication.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what is that?
It's botulism.
Oh, because I put E. coli and it was
Listen. Everybody listening? Everybody listening?
Yes, sir.
All the organisms, all the diseases that I have there, with the exception of botulism, are infections. But the question says food intoxication. When you read food intoxication, you should start going through your head, what are the intoxications that I would have come across? E. coli is not an intoxication because the incubation period is saying like near to 14 days. All right. Sugarlosis is not an intoxication because the incubation period is 7 days, 1 to 7 days. Salmonellosis is not an intoxication because the incubation period is between 6 to 72 hours. When you look at botulism, botulism has a very short incubation period, a short onset of illness, which is like 2 to 6 hours. So when you read your when you read your questions, please try to analyze it properly. And then it says it's caused by an anaerobic bacteria. E. coli. Yes, please.
You had E. coli as the answer for that.
I had E. coli?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Sorry.
The first time I did it, I used
botulism.
botulism.
Sorry.
Then the second time I said E. coli.
It should be botulism.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. All right. But in analyzing it, when you talk about the anaerobic organism, now you're talking about an organism that does not need oxygen to survive. All right. While E. coli, shigellosis, salmonellosis, those organisms, all right, Shigella, Salmonella, E. coli, they are facultative anaerobes. All right, so I have, you know, I can even email your email this to your parents. All right. So the question with the lowest one is question 9 and question 14. All right, question 9. Right, sorry, that was my mistake. Sorry. All right, question 10. Phase where bacteria grow rapidly.
Log.
Log phase. Everybody agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay, microbe that require oxygen to grow.
Aerobe.
Aerobe. Yeah. Another name for helminths. Worms. Hazards that include bacteria, viruses, and molds.
Biological.
I thought correct this here. I thought correct that word.
Sir, for helmets, right? I had nematode. But obviously, yeah.
Yeah, it had worms.
Okay.
All right. Hazards that include bacteria, viruses, and molds will be what? Biological. Poison produced as a result of bacterial multiplication is a toxin. All right. Entity that may cause harm to the consumer.
Hazard.
All right. Potentially hazardous foods.
PHF, but sir, you should have said acronym or something because I went.
Exactly, because I
was thinking like a food.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. All right. A bacteria which produces a toxin and is found in ground beef.
E. coli.
Right, E. coli. All food handlers must wear here.
Restraint.
Okay. Anybody else put any other answer?
Hairnet. I put
hairnet at first.
And it put you correct, right?
I said hairnet.
Yes,
okay, right. Cause I put in alternative answers. All right. A medical certificate.
Sir, I get it wrong. When I put hairnet. Yes.
Yes, I'm more sure I get it wrong when I put
restraints.
You put hairnet or hairnets?
It's restraint, sir. Because I put in net the first time.
And it said it's restraints.
Okay.
Whatever restraints is.
Okay. All right. A medical certificate from the doctor expires at the end of
December.
I should have put in an alternative answer end of the year. All right. Cover something on hands with bandages and single-use gloves and avoid handling food.
Cuts.
Anybody put boils?
I put cut. And I missed out.
No, sir, I put cuts.
Okay. All right. I had boils and burns and that sort of thing. All right. Nail polish is what type of hazard?
Chemical.
Sign or symptom for infection but never for intoxication.
Fever.
Okay. Caused by ingestion of harmful bacteria.
That's intoxication.
No, infection. Remember, you eat bacteria, you will get your infection. you consume the toxin, you will get the intoxication. Anybody get hiccups? All right, smaller than bacteria. Viruses. 25. Undesirable state of food considered to be unwholesome for human consumption.
Spoilage.
Spoilage. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. And if I put a sign as practice, they can go over and over again. Okay. All right. All right. Next week we will do a. All right. Next week. All right. I want to do a midterm test soon. All right, so that I could get all your marks off my hand and inside the books.
Excuse
So
me,
that when I
sir.
call, you need another week. You need a week for revision, and then we can do the online test. Sorry, we can do the midterm test, or you want to do it next week?
So are you playing midterm trade and learning?
If I put that in trade and learning?
Yes.
No, I will have to ask a question. I will have to ask a question.
Everybody will be getting back in March for the presentation.
I have the marks now, but I want to write them in, all right? Because we
Okay,
have
sir.
one more team that's supposed to do their presentation.
Okay, sir.
And
Everybody
next week,
passed though, right, sir?
yeah. When you do teamwork,
Wonderful.
when you do teamwork and you fail, boy, you're saying wrong, definitely wrong. Teamwork is the easiest set of marks to get. All right. All right. So the toughest questions was question 18. The longest question people spent was on question 15. All right. All right. So next week Derica, next week we will do
Yes,
your
sir.
presentation. All right.
Next week.
Yeah, next week.
All right, no problem.
Okay. And then I will ask a question about trade and learning to see if I have to put it on that platform. All right. But I thought that you did well this evening. I'm beginning to feel more at ease with your rate of assimilation, so that you're going to find that we're going to be doing sometimes like 2 modules in the 2 hours, because the modules are going to be short, and we would have talked about those modules earlier on when we dealt with the risk factors. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing now. Stop sharing my screen. Yeah.